Welcome to Ignite, where we're starting the week off right. This is the official podcast of Blackman High School, and I'm Justin Smith, the principal at Blackman. This podcast is designed as a source of announcements for parents and students. These are our announcements for the week of November 10th through November 14th. First, parents, thank you so much for tuning in this week as we celebrate Veterans Day this week. We know that many of the parents in our community, many of our teachers are veterans of the armed forces. We greatly appreciate the service and sacrifice that our veterans have provided to our country and to our community. In that sense, also to our students and to our teachers. Here's some important updates for the week ahead. Some of these are repeats from last week, but as we approach our testing season here in the fall, we want to make sure and be as clear as possible, even if that means we repeat a few things. As you know, in previous years, we would talk about the end of a semester as a halfway point. However, because of our new 4x4 block schedule, the end of the semester is actually the end of the courses that our students are taking. That means in our current classes, teachers really have 2 instructional weeks remaining until Thanksgiving break. And after Thanksgiving break, we will move right into our fall end-of-course testing season. You've probably become familiar with these tests being called EOCs or TCAP tests, and it's new for us to give end-of-course tests in the fall, which means that it's new to students and also to you parents as well. Here are a few things to remember about fall EOC testing. First, EOC testing only applies to 7 subjects: English 1 and 2, Algebra 1 and 2, Geometry, Biology, and U.S. History. Only students enrolled in those courses will take an EOC test. If your student has one of those courses in the spring semester, then they will test in the spring semester. Attendance between now and EOC testing is critical. If you can help us make sure that your student is present and on time every day, that will be extremely helpful, especially as teachers wrap up their curriculum and begin some last-minute review prior to our tests. We do not interrupt testing sessions for student checkouts. So if you know that your student has a doctor's appointment or a dentist appointment in early December that might be impacted by an EOC test, please go ahead and reach out to their teacher and to Ms. West, who is one of our assistant principals and our testing coordinator. We don't want you to cancel the appointment. We know that those are very difficult to get and very difficult to reschedule. But if you can go ahead and reach out to your student's teacher and to Ms. West, they can work with you on the best next step for the schedule. Also, many of our students will not take EOC exams. Many of our juniors and seniors have already taken those, and as well as some of our freshmen and sophomores just might not be enrolled in an EOC course currently. We want everyone to remember that EOC testing is still normal school days. Our schedule might be adjusted slightly, but all classes will continue to meet in the afternoons. So again, we are just 2 weeks until EOCs and only 4 weeks until the end of the semester and final exams. As you have questions, parents, please continue to reach out. We still have plenty of time, and we just want to make sure that, again, that we're communicating as much as possible. As we get closer and have specific details that we can share, we will send that out via podcast and also via email so that you can see that. Now, some additional announcements for students. Congratulations to our football team on an outstanding first-round playoff win. With their victory last week, they moved to the second round. Our team plays this Friday night at 7 p.m. against Dobbins-Bennett High School in Kingsport, Tennessee. Also, congratulations to our archery team for their results at the Bullseye Invitational this past weekend. Specifically, our females finished 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 5th in the Bullseye competition and placed 3rd overall. And then, again, our female team finished 1st, 2nd, and 4th individually in the 3D category and placed 1st for all. We're proud of our team and their accomplishments. Congratulations also to the cast, crew, and directors from the musical theater program for their production of High School Musical. At the end of last week, it was great to see our students put their talent on display, and we are already looking forward to the spring musical here in the coming months. A few other announcements for students. On Friday, November 14th at 6 p.m., the Blaze Library Poetry Club. That's the Soup Club, the Society of Undiscovered Poets. They'll be teaming up with Culinary Arts and Visual Arts, along with Poetry in the Borough, to put on a fundraiser for a good cause called Soup and Sonnets. This will feature our Soup Poetry Club, an author, Jeff Zettner, along with our Culinary Arts team, who will be making some delicious food, and our Visual Arts team, who will be sharing some of their artwork. Last March, we did a similar fundraiser and raised $1,500 for the Murfreesboro Rescue Mission's Shelter Fund to support their work to build a homeless shelter on Bridge Avenue in Murfreesboro. And we would love to see you here to support a good cause and to support our students. Tennis tryouts for this Thursday have been moved to next Thursday, November 13th, at Adams Tennis Complex at 5 p.m. This will be the final tryout for the 2026 season, and the team will be announced on Friday, November 14th. Again, tennis tryouts are this Thursday, November 13th, and the team will be announced on Friday, November 14th. Finally, the Spanish Club will be having a meeting on Wednesday, November 19th in F1 from 3:40 until 4:15. Please bring your club form and application, your $15 club dues, and a food and or drink to share. Thank you for tuning in this week. We hope that you have a great week wherever your week takes you. Thanks for all that you do to make Blackman a special place, parents and students. And as always, go Blaze.